There you go. Hey, everyone. This is Johnnie Urban back again, and I have a brand new guest, Neta, that's joined me in this quest of wisdom. And I just want to tell you that she is incredible. But first, I want to tell you who I am again. My name is Johnnie Urban, and my company is Stop the Madness Business Solutions, where business hire me to increase their revenue without spending any more money on marketing and advertising. And I am at www.stmbusiness-solutions.com. So here, I want to introduce who Neta is. She is pretty cool. We met at a networking event locally, and it doesn't live too far from me. And I says, oh my gosh, I just got to share her wisdom with the world here. So here she is introducing, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit of her background. And there's a few things that I didn't know about her. So it's pretty incredible. So thank you, Neta. So here's Neta Wenrick. She's been working with seniors for more than 37 years, and that's almost probably older than most people that are listening to this. So that's a long time. At first as a music therapist, then as assistant program director in a geriatric psych unit. That's got to be a challenge. Then as a marketing director for a home care company. Now she's an independent Medicare broker. That is such a needed service. And her passion is to educate people about all things Medicare and resources in the senior care community. She has a bachelor's degree in music education, certification in music therapy, and a master's degree in healthcare administration. Born in Oklahoma, she was raised in the high desert of California. She and her husband of nearly 40 years, his name is James, reside in Aliso Viejo, California. He is a licensed clinical social worker, so helping people runs in the family, doesn't it? So, their greatest joys are grandsons Noah Hudson Wenrick, who's age 7, and Roland Carter Wenrick, age 4. Those are ideal ages, I swear. They live in Portland, Oregon with their parents. And something people don't know about her, and I didn't know this either, is that she can tie a cherry stem in a knot with her tongue. Like, how many people can do that? That's special. But Neta's biggest passion is assisting people in improving their quality of life in using her vast network of contacts. So I want that Rolodex, Neta.
It's big.
Yes. So Neta, thank you for joining us. And what I want to do is ask you, because everybody wants to know, is like, why do you do what you do? What got you into helping people with Medicare?
So, like you said, I've been working with seniors my whole career. That I've only ever worked with senior individuals, and more or less in the healthcare field, even as a music therapist. And it just kind of was a natural transition, to when I needed to find a new career here a little later in life, that Medicare just made sense to me. And I learned a lot. I've learned a lot, but also having gone through issues with my grandparents, my parents, medical issues, I realize how really important it is to make sure people have the right plan. And that's something that I can help them with. So making sure that they are well covered and that it specifically will fit their needs. That's why I do what I do, because you can call an 800 number and they're going to put you on a plan, and it's probably a good plan, but is it a good plan for you? So I spend a lot of time on the front end researching people's medications, their doctors, making sure it's really going to be a really great plan for them. And I love doing that. So I love finding, saving people money and finding great healthcare for them. Yeah.
Gosh, yes. What a treasure you are. Yeah, to help people navigate that, because it can be daunting. And I know, it's like right before we turn 65, maybe 64, we start getting stuff in the mail that it's like from all over the place. And we're just like, okay, so how do we choose? So it's a really great resource.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's awesome.
Yeah. So you get a lot. You get a lot of stuff, and I can help people sort through it. So I love doing it.
Yeah. It's a good service. Yes. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. So I want to start asking you some questions here, because we know the pandemic has affected a lot of people's businesses locally and everything, and yours too, in one way or the other. And so let's get down to the nitty gritty of these questions here. And so I want to ask you, how often did the authorities force your area to shut down?
We went to, like most people in Southern California, lockdown in March of 2020. And So it affected us some. I was working for a different company at that point, and so I got shoved home
Mm.
and started working from home. And so that lasted almost a year. I mean, it was a good year before we started opening up. And for us as Medicare agents, it's a very face-to-face business. And, we were not able, I mean, our carriers are saying, please do not go meet with people. So it kind of, we had to pivot, as they say, and do our
Mhm.
business a little differently. So,
Yeah.
and the one time for sure, about a year. And then after that, we've been kind of on and off, kind of little shutdowns and masks, no masks. Can we do this? Can we not do this? That kind of thing. So, but that major shutdown was about a year. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Particularly, yeah, the entire area. Yeah. You're not too far from me. So we're in the
yeah,
same county. So yes, experienced it also. And kind of confusing at times when you just didn't know what to do.
it's still
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah. So and each and the length of each shutdown, I know the first one was quite long. Do you remember close to a year maybe?
It was about a year. Yeah. I think it was, we started opening up like February of this year. So it was almost a year before we even
Yeah.
could do much of anything,
Yeah.
and then, we've kind of been up and down here in Orange County a little bit, but
Mhm.
that, yeah, it was a good solid year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So eventually, yes, we're more open than most areas. Um, we're
Yeah.
lucky with that, but I
Yeah.
think it's because of um, our county particularly has a high number of people that got vaccinated. And that's
Yes.
made a huge difference.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I do.
So did you, you said you were working for a company and then you shifted in the middle of that. And so did you lose any revenue? Can you estimate how much you lost?
Yeah, so in October of last year, I decided to leave the company I was working with and start my own agency, right in the middle of the pandemic. So yes, I did my revenue. I lost probably $30,000 in
Mm.
revenue, for one reason, because I left a company, but also because we just trying to get to people, it's more difficult. And because I work with the senior population, I mean, I'm senior myself, it has taken us a while to get them used to Zoom meetings and phone calls, even because Medicare's a really face-to-face business.
Mhm.
And so, they want to see you, they want to meet you. So it took us, well, at least until October of last year, when we started our annual election, where people finally said, yeah, let's do a Zoom meeting, that's okay. But we're still, it's still iffy not being able to do like events where we can have a group of people where we do education, which is huge, this, especially during annual enrollment. So that kind of hamstringed us a little bit because we couldn't do that. So this year, I think there's going to be open a little more, but still, people are really leery about getting a group together. Even if you're vaccinated, they're still kind of
Yeah.
not sure about it. So yeah, so about, yeah, about $30,000, I estimate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel that you can recover the lost revenue over the next 12 months?
Some of it, probably half of it, because what happens is, people aging into Medicare, they've either gone with another agent or they've gone and done it themselves. And so we have to come around to when we can make changes and try to capture them, a second time around. So it's a little tougher, but hopefully, more than I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we can recover some of it. But
Yeah. Because I
sometimes a
think,
lost opportunity is a lost opportunity.
yeah, a lot of people don't know that when you first sign up for Medicare, there's a short period of time where you can switch
Mhm.
without any penalties, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got actually a year
A whole
from
year.
when you sign up to switch. If you go, you can go from a supplement to an advantage plan, or vice versa, without any penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I'm all about education, and I'm trying to get that word out that, there is still time to get some changes made if you need to.
Yeah. If you're not happy or something's not working
Mhm.
for you or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good to know. Yeah. So what impact did COVID have on your family?
We were very blessed. I mean, we did not have anybody in our immediate family or even in our extended family that had COVID. I mean, thank God we were very blessed. Most of my family locked down immediately, you know, when they needed to. And so they're, you know, slowly coming out of hibernation now. But yeah, so we had some scares, we had some potential, you know, but nobody got it. And so that was the biggest blessing for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that
You
is.
know, we have friends and others not so much, but family, yeah, our family is good. I'm really, I can't even tell you
Mhm. Yeah,
how
yeah,
happy that makes me.
yeah.
So yeah,
Good, good, good to know.
we're good.
Yeah, awesome. Now, you, I think we talked before, is like you don't really have employees, do you?
No, I don't have any
You don't
employees.
have any assistants that help you or anything.
No.
So you didn't have to deal with losing employees or losing any of that. What about suppliers or any service providers? Did it affect any of that?
Are you there?
I'm here. You kind of
Yeah.
froze a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that. My internet went weird. Okay.
It happens.
It happened back. Okay. Yeah, so I like no employees. My husband does a little bit for me, you know, but for the most part, it's just me. So
Okay, okay. Yeah, and you don't have a lot of suppliers or anything like that. So
no, I just, you know, that's not what I do. It's just the, you know,
right.
Medicare plans. So
Yeah, yeah. And you were still able to communicate with all the plans out there and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they, you know, when we first started, a lot of them didn't have like e-sign capabilities.
Oh,
And they, you know, it was going to be really difficult to get these plans done, but they all came on board really quickly. And now we could do pretty much everything electronically and virtually,
yeah.
which has made a huge difference, especially, you know, if I get a referral from somebody and well, I'm talking with a lady in San Jose at the moment, you
Yeah.
know, and so I can do her plan and not have to worry about getting it signed, and we can do e-sign. So yeah, so they pivoted and they did a good job. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's very good to have that happen.
yeah.
So one last question. Are you taking any precautions from your experience with COVID to prepare for a similar disaster in the future? Because we all know history repeats itself.
Yeah. You know, we learned a lot because we were pretty well locked down in our apartment for that first, at least the first 6 months or so.
Yeah.
We went out a little, but for the most part, we were here.
Mhm.
And I mean, what I think we learned was we can do it. And especially as Medicare agents, we were all pretty nervous going in, you know, into annual election period last year. But what we learned is we can do it.
Mhm.
You know, we can do it electronically. And because our carriers, all of our carriers stepped up and you know, improve their websites and what we can do. Yeah, I mean, it's so possible to do this business, even if we can't get out of the house. And so, you know, the tricky part is getting our name out there and, you know, getting people, you know, because we cannot make outbound calls, they have to call us. So that's where the whole networking thing comes in. And
Yeah.
I'm part of several networking groups. And, you know, being able to do that on Zoom has been awesome. You know, it's not the same. I miss the, you know, face to face, but
Yeah.
being able to still connect with all of my partners on Zoom has been amazing. So, yeah, I mean, we could do it. We learned we could do it. Do we like it? No, not really, but it's possible. And we can thrive at it actually. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We can absolutely
And
can.
have more toilet paper stocked.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Mhm. Yes, I hated the feeling of having to go to 4 different grocery stores to get the food I wanted.
I know.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I know. But see, now everything can be delivered. So that's what my daughter-in-law did. She just had everything delivered. So
Yeah, we did that a little bit too. We did a little bit that a little bit too. So
yeah.
but yeah. So Nita, that's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear your experiences. But here's the thing. I understand you have a gift for our listening audience. Can you tell more about that?
I do. So, you know, the Medicare can be really daunting, and there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of misinformation out there, for one thing, on the internet, on TV. And, you know, so on my website, there's a little learn more button about Medicare, and you can go actually to the Medicare.gov website there. And it has all of the frequently asked questions about Medicare coming from the government. So you get the straight scoop. It's not my opinion. It's what the straight scoop. And so that way, if you have a question, you can find the answer. And if that's not there, then you can always call me, and my contact information is there too. So
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Sometimes those government sites, there's just like, wait, I need to sort this out. And I'm going to.
yeah, this goes straight to
Yeah.
pinned it. It goes straight to that part of the website.
Straight there.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. So if anybody's out there and they even get to that website and it kind of like looks daunting and everything, Nita, that's what Nita said. Her contact information is on that website. Give her a call.
Absolutely.
She will help you.
I'm
Sort it
happy to
all out.
answer questions. Yeah, because it does get confusing. It doesn't have to be.
Mhm.
But like you said, when you're getting all of this stuff in the mail and
Mhm.
you don't know what's what, and then you get phone calls which you're not supposed to be getting, but you get them anyway. You don't know what to do. So that's why it's good to have someone who knows someone like me that can refer you and say, hey, my friend, she knows what's going on, and she can give you the straight scoop, and she can explain it in a really simple way. I call it Medicare 101. It's like just the facts, ma'am. And we just, lay it out very simply. So
That's good. That's good because people need to do it in a timely manner.
Mhm.
Like, it's like you cannot keep putting it off and putting it off because of a daunting explanation. You have to do it. What's time frame after you turn 65?
So when you are aging in, so when you're turning 65, you have the 3 months before and the 3 months after you turn 65 to enroll without penalties.
Mhm.
So, it's a 7-month window. It's a pretty good window to be able
But if you
to.
keep putting it off because you're scared to death of the
Yes,
information, that's
yes.
not, yeah.
That's not good. That's not good. And trust me, I have worked with people that, they were down to the wire, 5 o'clock on the very last day they could do it.
They get,
Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
It's frustrating for everybody. So, they give you a good window to do it. So, and it's easy. You can go on it's just actually the Social Security website to enroll, but there's some people that they don't want to do that. I will help them do that. There's forms I will send you. You send them back. I fax them in. We make it as easy as possible for people. So
yeah. Hey, whoever's listening, take advantage of Nita. She loves it.
I do love it, and people go, but isn't it boring? I go, oh no, Medicare is never boring. So, but when I can, I had a lady that her husband was paying $1,300 a month for his health care supplement because their agent had never put him on a Medicare plan.
Oh.
And when you age into Medicare, your premiums drop drastically. So we put him, it was still Blue Shield, went from this plan to a Medicare plan, dropped his premium to $130 a month.
Oh my God.
We saved her almost $1,200 a month.
Oh my gosh. That is
So, and
amazing.
I see that all the time,
Wow.
where people have gotten the wrong information and they're in the wrong plan. If somebody is spending a ton of money that's Medicare age for their health care every year, then they're not on the right plan. Seriously. So I love to investigate, and I'm learning so much about medications that I never knew existed, but I will find the best plan for people and save them. There's going to be costs, but I will save them the most money I can.
Thank you. Thank you. What amazing service. Thank you, Nita.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that was Neta Wenrick, and oh my gosh, she's a wealth of information. Every time I talk to her, I learn something new. So that was Neta, and me again, Johnnie Urban from Stop the Madness Business Solutions, where business owners hire me to increase their revenue without spending any more money on marketing and advertising. And I am at www.stmbusiness-solutions.com. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.